Hello, and welcome to Dreamwalkers of Manara. This is Chapter 15, Hidden Enemies. I'm Nick, and I'm going to be GMing today. Before we start off, we'll have short introductions from each of our players. First up is Blackwell.
Hello, I'm Blackwell. I am the catfolk Sneaky McSneakerson of the group.
You can also include some of your characters, like maybe a goal or desire they might have, just so people at home can get a better idea of your character.
Right. Sorry, it's been a while. He is seeking knowledge of all sorts of all types of all planes. Um, Ironically, he is not the smartest cat in the bunch, so that makes for an interesting time for his companions, I'm sure.
All right. And next up is Ryrela.
So Ryrela is a highborn elf who fled the boredom of her old life. She desires her name to be on every tongue throughout Manera. Whether that's good or bad doesn't matter to her. And also, joining this guild of adventurers could be just a thing to spread her name quickly.
It just might be. And last but not least, we have Zonarabi.
Zanarabi is a catfolk as well, a shaman, and he was unjustly exiled from his tribe for disagreements on subjects of morality some time ago, and since he's been wandering the land and has fallen in with the Short Seekers of Nornholt.
It's it could be a worse bunch to fall in with.
Absolutely.
All right, and we start off as each one of you is slowly drifting off to sleep. And as soon as your eyes close, can you guys hear that?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. All right. As soon as your eyes close, you hear them. Yet you feel as if they are hundreds of miles away. You understand them. They speak of Manara, the free cities, of the embargo. You feel your hands like they're rustling through paper and scrolls. And then you see a symbol. Until finally, you feel that they see you. So, that is where you have been hiding.
Could we see each other?
You do not. But then you awake. So, most of you have encountered dreams like this. Dreams where you feel the presence of other beings. And you know that in circumstances like this, the best person to ask is Largershack.
Well, in that case, waking up from the unpleasant dream, Zanarabi's going to collect himself and go look for Lagershak somewhere.
Am I there with them right now? Or are we just saying that I'm there?
You are already a member of the guild. You are all in your respective rooms.
Okay. Then I will also get up, shake off the weird dream, and head out on a search for this man.
And me as well.
So, as you all are sure to remember, many of your guildmates are actually not present. Many of them are preparing for the trial being held at Vale, which is a very important one, and one that has put many people on at unease, excuse me. And so today the guild lacks its usual crowd. You know that the few of you that are here are probably might be the only four that are actually at the guild hall today. But when you find Largershock, you see him sitting by a low fire. You see very quickly that he has very deep, dark bags resting underneath his eyes. And he looks at the three of you and he says, "My friends, bad dreams."
How did you know?
He looks into the fire and says, "It's always easy to tell when a dreamwalker has had a less than enjoyable sleep."
What terrors kept you up in the night?
He maintains his concentration on the fire and just says, "I'm not sure why, but sleep has eluded me these past few days. There's a foreboding I feel. Perhaps I'm just concerned about the upcoming trial." And he turns back to you three and smiles and says, "Please, my friends, tell me of your dream."
I would explain to him the symbol that we saw, or at least that I saw. I'm not sure if they saw it. And the voice that said, "So this is where you've been hiding."
Varela will turn to Blackwell, shocked, and say, "I had the exact same vision."
You too?
Is that why you're here, Zanarabi?
Yes, some strange symbol I don't recognize saying, "I'm here." Well, it was saying, "You're here." So.
Yeah, it looks something like this. And Varela will write it down and show Largershock the symbol.
Yeah, Largershock will look at it and he'll say, "I'm sorry, my friends. I don't recognize this symbol. But if all three of you had the same dream, then surely it's no coincidence. The last time I managed to find myself in the dream realm, I also had a terrible dream. I was in the streets of Tamalir. I saw innocent men and women murdered in alleys, discarded like trash. I don't believe that these dreams that we've had are of no consequence. So, before the trial, I beg of you, go to Tamalir. Find the cause of these dreams. Can I trust you all with this?"
How do you know that's where we need to go?
And he looks at Blackwell and says, "My friend, you are still new here. But in time you'll learn to trust these dreams, these visions that we all have. I'm asking you to have faith in what not only I've seen, but what you've all seen." If there truly is an entity that has been looking for you in the dream realm, we must get to the bottom of it before they find you in the waking.
Where do we even start, though?
Go to Tamalir. We have friends there. And I have the feeling that the mystery itself will present itself to you. But if all else fails, I do have a friend there. His name is Stian Kaval.
Who is he?
I apologize for the caps lock. Lagershock says he's a nobleman. His father was a friend of mine long ago, but we are still on friendly terms.
Must we deal with the nobleman?
You will deal with the nobleman if you wish to get to the bottom of this, Ryrela. We don't have much time, but there is one thing I should tell you before you head out. And he leans in closely, like to tell you a secret, which you will find odd, considering, as far as you know, you're the only 4 people here. My friends, there is an enemy amongst us. I see them out of the corner of my eye as I walk our halls. I feel them clawing into my dreams as I try drifting to sleeping realm. There are evils moving against us, against Manara. It is no coincidence they are flexing their strength as the squabbles between the free cities intensifies. My dreams of murdered innocents in the streets of Tamalir. We must solve who's behind it. But be careful. We do have friends there, but there are also many hidden enemies. And you 3 will go ahead, and I will join you shortly there. Along the route, I'll try picking some dream root. Maybe that will help me in my sleep.
Very well.
Yeah. Any further questions for Lagershock before you head out?
Nope.
Nope.
Zenrobi does have one.
Okay.
Because that's, I believe, the first time the 2 of them are together since 2 weeks ago in the real world, however long in the game. Zenrobi's just gonna lay a hand on Lagershock's shoulder and ask, how are you doing? Have you gone over the foresters that died because of the abomination?
And Lagershock, you see him sink into his seat a little more. He says, perhaps their cries is part of why I'm having a hard time sleeping. And I wish we had time to go over it and meditate, but we need to worry about Manara, not just me.
Alright. Well, we'll get to the bottom of this, and your dreams will clear up, and you'll be able to have restful sleep again.
Thank you, my friend. Thank all of you. If we can save even one innocent person's life, I think that will go a long way to helping me regain my sleep.
That's reason enough.
Alright. So you start heading to Tamalir, and as you all know, it's about a 2-day journey. It's relatively uneventful, but along the way, you do seem to run into quite a few people heading in the direction east. And not just the typical foot travelers and merchants, but quite a few noblemen. Well, nobles in general. Is there anything you would like to and is there anything you'd like to do in regards to that?
This is on the road to Tamalir.
Yep.
As we go by them, I will do a curt bow while keeping eye contact and not lowering my head as they walk by.
Okay. Anybody else?
No.
Yeah, it's nothing major. You do know that they are heading east, and really the only city of any importance further to the east is assumedly Vinelvale. But so you arrive at Tamalir. They are the largest of the free cities, as well as the leader of the embargo against Vinelvale. So for the watchers at home and for any new player, currently there is a massive problem or disturbance in the realm because so inside of Tamlir there was a priest of Kelos, Brother Kendrick, who was intentionally infecting people with chickenpox to help avoid them from contracting smallpox, which was running rampant through some of the other free cities around Tamlir. And so Brother Kendrick was taken into custody by another character. Turnus is essentially his boss, Commander Vale. And so Tamalir, obviously upset at the abduction of one of their citizens, actually almost went to war against Vinelvale for abducting one of their citizens, but instead, thanks to the players, convinced them to merely start an embargo against Vinelvale. And another thing you all know and can tell just by traveling the route and being, around, is that the tensions are very high. There's a lot of stress, and there are people on both sides, honestly, who are looking for a reason for there to be a start to the war.
So there are Turnus's comrades in the city just walking about?
You might see them when you get inside the city, but right now you are outside the gates.
Oh, okay.
And once you arrive there, you see two guards standing outside the gate, and once you approach, they say, "Halt! What is your business here?"
I look to my friends and I say, "Don't worry, guys. I got this."
Oh, okay.
I go up to one of the guards and say, "Hello! We are here on official business. We're here to meet a friend, if you will."
Official business? What friend?
I look to Zanarabi and I go, what was his name again?
Zanarabi kind of stares at the sky for a moment as he's trying to clear his thought and maybe look at a chat log, and goes on to say, "Stian Kaval."
And they nod their heads, but this will be a social check. So.
For me?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to say, because you are going to meet him. He's not aware of it. But I will say it's a charm.
Oh god. Okay.
And
What's the
you will-
difficulty?
The difficulty is going to be 1 red, 1 purple. And you'll get 2 boosts, one from the help from Zanarabi, and one for mentioning a prominent nobleman.
Gotcha. Okay.
Does anyone else want to try helping?
I will, yeah. Rayla will say, "Oh, it's been ages since we've seen Stian. I can't wait to work with him."
So I'm not gonna allow that because that's a lie,
Oh,
and it's a charm check.
oh okay. I see. I understand.
You tried.
I
It was worth a shot. You can also flip if you want to upgrade it.
Nah.
Okay.
Whew.
Okay. So they look at each other and they're even though you were technically telling the truth, they are suspicious of you. And you're
Wouldn't be
not
the first time.
yeah, you're not quite sure what the suspicion is, but those 3 threat will come into play in the near future.
Are those despairs? Those aren't despairs,
No,
right?
those are threat.
Threats.
Okay. I look to Zanarabi and I go, I think these guys are... I whisper, I think these guys are racists.
Wouldn't be the first time.
All right. So you are at Tamalir, and you have gotten in relatively peacefully. Are you going to head directly to Kaval?
Unless someone else has any other idea, yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
So you arrive at the gate. It's very easy to find. You ask a couple guards on your way to direct you towards it, and you really can't miss it because once you get to the gate, it's a you were told to look for the family crest that is a horse's head on top of a blue shield.
Mm-hmm.
And so you find it very easily.
I knock on the door.
So you actually see, once you get to the gate, there is a guard, a city guard posted at the gate, and he just asks you what your business is with Sir Stian Koval.
Oh, sorry, you go, Zanarabi, if you're going to say something.
Okay. We're sent by a family friend on important matter.
Well, what's the important matter?
I think that's for him to know, not for you to know.
He eyes you for a moment, and he's, he opens the gate. You can tell he's somewhat suspicious of you 3.
That old chestnut.
So you go inside, and there's a small walkway until you get to these rather elegant, stairway. But you do see out by it there is a carriage, and it is being loaded up by a handsome middle-aged man who, based on how he's dressed and his demeanor and how he's ordering about some servants, you assume he is the man you were looking for.
Well, here goes nothing.
He turns around as he's barking orders in a relatively, a very respectful way for a nobleman, anyways, and says, may I help you three?
Yes, in fact, you can. I'm sorry, I already forgot his name, but that guy that we know, yes, that guy, that man, told us that you were the one we needed to find. We have some questions.
Ah, Largershock. Yes, I believe I met him when I was a bit younger, he says, smiling. What brings you to these parts? What is he having you do?
He had a terrible vision, and he wants us to get to the bottom of it before it comes to fruition.
Oh, that's terrible. Terrible. Sorry if the music is too loud. It's very quiet on my computer for some reason. And he believed that I could help you. What was this vision of?
I look to how do you say your name? Rayella?
Rayla.
Ray. I turn to Rayla and I say, "Do you still have the piece of paper with the thing on it?"
Yes, thank you. I'll unfold it and hand it to this nobleman.
I'll explain that we all had a dream where that symbol came across to us, and a voice said that they had found us, and we're not sure what it means.
He looks at it and says, "Yes, I'm sorry, but I don't have much in the way of knowledge about this kind of thing. I could put you in touch with a more magey friend of mine, but I apologize. I have no idea."
Is there a check to see if someone is lying for this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Which one is it? I'm sorry, I'm used to D&D.
No worries. Yeah, so it's going to be against his deception, which, being a nobleman,
Comes naturally.
So it is going to be against your, is it perception?
That I would
vigilance.
be okay with. Oh, vigilance?
Okay, let's use some vigilance. So,
okay, well, it's worth a shot, I guess.
his deception is it 3? Hold on, let me check real quick.
Watch it be like 4 red.
I think it's 2 red, 2 purple, or it's 3 red. It's 1.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he has. So for those of you who don't know, in this system, NPCs have, like characters, strengths, flaws, desires, and fears, and specifically his deception plays into that. Which, if you do some social checks, you can actually discover. So that's not who I'm trying to click on. His deception is. Okay, deception is 2 red, 2 purple.
You guys ready to watch me super fail this check?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Wow. Wow, you did it.
Oh my god.
It's so accurate with how your character is supposed to be, too. It hurts.
You can tell he doesn't recognize the symbol.
All of that suspense.
I would like to make a perception check to see if I can tell what's going on around us.
Absolutely. Are you looking for anything in particular, or is it just kind of like a general perception?
See what is like what he's ordering around. What is going on that would have his attention around here?
Yeah, give me an average perception check. Okay.
Thanks.
And so that threat will come into play. Mason. It'll come into play in a bit. Ryrela, you're looking around and you notice it seems like he's going on a trip. You see that he's bringing the servants are bringing out trunks of clothes and other items that you might take if a nobleman might take if you were to take a trip.
Okay, so I'll say, "My lord, are you going somewhere?"
He simply says, I was planning on going to Vinenvale to watch the trial. I hear it's going to be quite the event."
Are you the only one, or is this an event that everyone is attending?
No, all the nobles are talking about it. Certainly here in Tamalir, but from what I've heard, there's people coming from all around to come and watch this. It's very big. But if you guys were to want to do some social checks, you can also potentially learn about some of his traits, his strength, flaw, desire, fear, potentially. So that's all he's going to say without a check is probably what I should have said.
Okay.
So what specifically is this thing that he's going to?
So the trial of Brother Kendrick, the reason why Tamalir has embargoed Vinenvale. So, Brother Kendrick was abducted, essentially by a religious order, housed in Vinenvale, and Vinenvale supported that abduction. So people are traveling to Vinenvale to go watch the trial.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
because Brother Kendrick, he was trying to save people from the disease smallpox to infect them with a lesser disease to make them more immune to smallpox, but they were still getting sick, even though they weren't dying. So, it was kind of a moral ambiguity, but the religious order, the people of Vinenvale, definitely think he's very guilty, so that's what the trial is about.
Yeah. So it's essentially,
Gotcha.
Imagine like Judge Judy, but about church versus state.
That sounds like an interesting case.
Yeah, and that's why. And so it was going to be held immediately after he was captured, but Tamalir has managed to prolong, to keep pushing back the trial date. So basically, all these nobles are trying to go and watch it themselves because it's like Koval said, it's going to be a big event.
You think he would tell us his stance on it, or would that need to be a check?
That would be a check.
Okay, I can do it, or does somebody else want to?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
So
Okay, yeah. Would that be a charm check?
it can be whatever you can. It just depends on what you say.
Okay.
So what are you gonna say?
Okay, sorry, I was thinking. I'll say, "Oh, my lord, it is quite the event indeed. What a man of your stature, I would love to hear what your views are."
So is that a deception?
No, no, because I really do. It depends. I guess.
Okay.
I guess it could be a deception. But let it be deception.
Yeah, because you're not a big fan of nobles, right?
No way.
So yeah, it seems like you're being very, very kind to this nobleman. If you like him, that's one thing, but
I don't.
well.
You've only just met him.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And I already hate him.
go ahead and give me a deception check, and it's going to be against his discipline, which is going to be 1 red, 1 purple.
That's easy.
Watch you fail.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Well, lots of threats coming out.
So, you asked him what his views are.
Yes.
He said, well, of course, I believe, as does any sane person, that one city has no right abducting a citizen from another city. It's Tamalir's right to try Brother Kendrick for any of these, and you see him almost near supposed crimes. He was just trying to keep us safe.
He infected your population, and you say that's keeping you safe. That's completely disingenuous.
Do you want to make that a social check?
I mean, I can, yeah. I'm not sure what would be appropriate, because it's definitely not charm, and it's not deception either, so...
Coercion.
What the hell is it? I guess, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
really
what the hell is...
You're being a little standoffish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll call
Yeah,
it
coercion.
Coercion. You're not, like, threatening him, so he's not gonna, like... Yeah, it's just standoffish.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and coercion is resisted by...
Discipline, I believe, but I'm gonna check.
It is this. Oh, right. It's vigilance against lies. I apologize. His discipline is 1 red, 1 purple.
Okay. Here goes nothing. Hey.
Oh, no.
I said it's nothing.
Alright, so
Like, literally...
you can tell that he did not really like the tone that you took. And he just, he shoots back. Well, that's a very simplistic and he looks you up and down. Uneducated viewpoint.
Oh my god.
As the uneducated one of the group, I take offense to that.
Senrob is just gonna squint back in an obviously non-friendly manner.
And I'll give you we'll tack on a strain for you from that threat.
Sure.
Just because it hurt your feelings to be called uneducated.
Oh, poor Zanarabi. He needs a belly rub, I think.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Belly rub and a ball of yarn.
A ball of
would Blackwell say anything?
I would, I don't know what I'd say. I'd be pissed too. I'd be like, what are you trying to say about my friend? What are you trying to say about catfolk? Sir
Yeah.
Stian Koval?
He'll just into that. Unless you want to have some kind of. He'll just respond that Brother Kendrick was giving us a less deadly kind of the virus to protect us against the stronger kind. Quite simply, you can disagree with what he did, but you cannot disagree that more lives were saved here in Tamalir compared to the other places that were ravaged by smallpox. And you do know that is actually the truth.
But at what cost?
He raises an eyebrow and says, "Yeah, at what cost?"
I'll look at him and say, "Oh, my lord, was anybody that you know affected in any way?"
He says, I know some who got a strain of chickenpox, but no one I know died. You also know that the nobles aren't really the ones that they could be affected by the disease, but they don't.
It's highly unlikely.
They're not the ones who are getting ravaged by it, like the peasants.
Well, then I will. I have something, unless someone else wants to go ahead.
Go.
Nope.
Okay, great. So I want to tell him I'm not sure how common knowledge it is, but that us, Skainesbane, were the ones who found him out, his plan, so that maybe he'll be more amicable towards us and feel like he can share something with us.
You see his eyes go wide, and he says, "You're Skainesbane." Truly, you're Skainesbane.
Yes.
Absolutely. 100%.
And he says, "Well, I should be bowing to you." And he edges in closer and says, "Is it true what they say?"
What do they say?
That you all killed a necromancer.
Yeah.
Yep, you guys would know that the reason you're called Skainesbane is because you killed the necromancer.
The necromancer's cane. No, I'm fine. But...
So you do know that you killed the necromancer.
Yes.
Yes, that's absolutely
And
correct.
you see he starts clapping his hands. Oh, how exciting! Tell me, why are you here with me?
We told you.
We already told me, and I assume you were pissed off too, Xanarabi. I'm like, we already told you.
No, but you can see he's like, it doesn't for him, it doesn't like really connect. Like Lagershock had a bad vision, but like you haven't told him like what he has, like, you know.
Lagershock just told us that you might be of assistance to us, and if you're not, then we're gonna go.
Oh.
He says, "Well, no," and you can see at this point he's almost begging you, like, "Oh no, please, I didn't mean any
Offense?
any offense."
Oh, well, I don't care what you didn't mean or did mean.
He's like, "Please."
I looked at Xanarabi and I go for a high five.
Low five.
I'll take a
Good
low
check.
five.
I will say, oh Lord Caval, if you truly are sorry to my comrades, you will kneel before us to show.
I like this power game that we're playing now.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that coercion? Because you're threatening to leave if he doesn't? Or
Leadership?
Yeah, leadership.
That would be-
Yeah, do leadership.
Oh boy, okay.
You can flip if you want to.
I will flip.
Oh my
And
god.
what's the difficulty?
Leadership is against discipline as well, I'm pretty
Yes.
sure. So
Yes.
it's 1 red, 1 purple. And also, take 2 boosts. Because thanks to roleplay and stuff, he really does not want you guys to leave. Because now he knows you're Skainesbane. Okay, you asked him to kneel before you, right?
Absolutely.
So he does kneel.
Is it sincere?
It is. You can tell he's truly sorry about slighting you all. He was not aware he was in the company of Skainesbane. That threat is going to be 1 strain for you, Ryrela, because you are just so mind blown that this nobleman is bowing or is kneeling for you. You're like, one finally did it.
Yes. I feel better now. They're all okay. No. But I want to say to him, remember that before you disrespect Ryrela and Skainesbane.
He says, yes, sorry. I'm so sorry. He says, please, tell me. I'll do anything I can to help.
Do you know of anyone who would be able to help us understand what this moniker is?
And he says, I can get you into contact with my more magey friend of mine. And actually at that, each of you give me a perception check.
Okay.
Or no, vigilance, because you're not looking for it.
Unfortunate.
Oh, yeah, that's
What
right.
difficulty?
The difficulty
Yeah.
is going to be average.
So 2 purple, right?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Zanarabi, so in your talking with Kaval,
Mm-hmm.
you did notice behind him there's a bit of a hedge maze, excuse me. And so you see that there's movement in the maze through the bushes coming right at Sir Steon.
Is it like somebody walking up, or somebody jogging, or somebody sprinting?
Sprinting.
I guess you never know. So Zenrabi's, if you'll allow it, Zenrabi's just gonna take a step forward, shove Steon to the side, and protect him against whatever's coming up. And hopefully it's not just a panic courier and
Yeah.
Right?
just shove him to the ground for nothing.
Like reflexes.
Yeah.
So as you do that, you see an orc burst out of the bushes.
Jesus.
I'm startled by this orc coming out of the bushes.
So, Black One Ryrela, you are too startled to do anything. Zanarabi, you were prepared for it. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Tell the orc to stop, first of all, and if I mean, I don't know. I'm seeing him run up. Does he have any weapons in hand? Does he seem like he's going for a fight? Is he just like really panicked to talk to somebody? Like,
So,
what's the feel?
Yeah, since you didn't have any advantage, you are it's happening too fast to see. You do know he has something in his hand. But if you yell stop,
Okay.
if you want to yell stop, give me a leadership check.
Sure, leadership. I'm great at that. Let's see. How much?
It's gonna be average with one
Okay.
setback.
Ooh, a setback.
You can flip if you want. Oh,
Well, it worked.
He does not like you, but he listens.
so.
Jesus Christ. 5 threat.
Yeah, we'll say, okay, for the 5 threat, what happens is, I'm trying to think what would be a good, so
It's a lot to play with.
you tell him to stop, and you can, you see that he's moving really fast, and he actually can't stop before he gets to you, but
Mhm.
he dives off to the side, and you see him land in a bed of flowers.
Mhm.
That'll come up with for 3 threat, and for those 2, take them as I'll say take them as strained because you were like, on the
Startled.
And so you see this orc go crashing into this flower bed, and you see him like get on his knees, and he just starts shouting, "My posies!"
I look to Kaval to see his reaction to this.
And you, Cabal actually, you see he looks extremely agitated, and he shouts, "Von Demick, you are a fool. You can't come crashing around these bushes and destroying my garden, even if you are the best gardener this side of the flame-tailed river."
I do a double take at the sound of best gardener.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh no, the posies.
And you see that this orc is crying.
I walk over to the orc and I say, "It's okay, buddy. They'll come back." I pat him on the shoulder.
And you see he's kind of, his head's jerking as he looks at you, and he won't stop crying.
Oh.
Who is this? Stein?
Steon.
Stein? Stian.
Stian.
So
I'll get
cool.
there.
Stian Cabal.
Shishyan.
And Stian says, "This is my servant, Von Demick. He is in charge. He is the groundskeeper here. When he's not destroying them."
Well, you should perhaps instruct your servants not to sprint out of bushes at noblemen.
And he says, "Trust me. Once you all depart, I will take the discipline into my own hands." And
I
he
don't like the
says,
sound of that.
And
you can-
also Zanarabi's gonna offer a hand up to Stian since I pushed him to the ground.
No.
Yeah, that's fair.
You see that Von Demick does not take your hand and is.
Oh no, I mean Stian.
Oh yeah, he takes it. And he, as he brushes himself off, he says, "Thank you. I apologize for my uneducated comment earlier. You are clearly at least very well versed in the ways of manners."
I don't think you mean that, but thank you.
I'll save Stian. Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna try and help Von Demick up.
Okay.
You see that Von Demick is essentially groveling in the dirt, trying to fix the posies.
I try to help him fix the posies. I suppose I don't like seeing a large orc in distress. It makes me feel strange.
You see that it almost is like he's not aware of you. He's so concerned on fixing the posies. It's just like he's groveling in the dirt, honestly.
Does anybody have anything that can help the posies?
I suppose I could try some primal magic, maybe.
Yeah.
You certainly could.
I say, come on, Zanarabi, help the orc, please. He's crying everywhere. It's making me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Are you going to try fixing them to their prior state of niceliness, or do you want to make them even better?
Oh no, this is going to be a low effort thing. Just fix. Not
So
trying to
that we
make
don't
it
bitch
beautiful.
at him anymore.
So, restoring them to their prior glory is going to be simply an average check, but
Okay.
I will flip
You will flip.
Oh boy.
A
You
red or
should.
purple.
because I hate posies.
Why did you write them in?
Yeah.
So red and purple, primal. Yeah, they're bad.
Cool. That's awesome.
What's that?
And actually, you know what? With those three advantage, if you want, you can spend. You can tell Sir Stian appreciates you fixing his flowers. If you want to, I'll let you reveal one of his. For 3, his desire or fear, or 2, his strength or flaw.
Okay. I'll do that anyway, but this is going to cost me 2 strain, right? Just checking. I'm open to ideas from the gallery. What do you guys think is better? Let's spend all 3 on the big
Yeah.
ones of desire or fear, but which one?
Yes.
I think desire.
Yes. Agreed.
Okay, show me Sir Stian's desire,
So
please.
as you're doing that, he's laying on to Von Demick, like, you fool! I so much effort for you, so much time and energy, and if my garden's looking like a broken pile of rubbish, I'll never become a leader of Tamalir.
Oh.
Okay.
So you, as he's laying into Von Demick, you can tell that he very much probably his deepest desire is to become a leader of this city, and that's why when he was talking about what he believes at the trial, he was super like Tamalir patriotic about it.
Okay, so I'll say to him, "Oh, my lord, your unruly behavior is quite unbecoming of a leader."
Are you trying to make a check?
Yeah. What do you think that would be?
I mean, what are you trying to?
To get him to show his fear. or maybe his flaw. One of those.
Okay, so I mean,
Or I'm sorry. What do you mean?
Like, what
What do
social
I-
skill are you trying to do?
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's my question. If I want to say that, what do you think the check is?
My gut feeling says coercion
Yeah.
Okay.
in this case.
But you
I mean, it could be leadership too, because she's trying to say that he's not a good leader. I don't know. That's what David said in the Discord chat.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's she's not threatening him because she doesn't have the power to make or break him as a leader of Tamalir, but
Yeah.
she's coercing
True,
him with the
true.
possibility, with he's not acting like a leader, and it's kind of a threat, and she's not being. Yeah, I don't like to say coercion.
And what's the difficulty? 1 red, 1 purple.
Yep, but you're gonna get 2 boosts because you are playing very much on his desire.
Okay. And I'm also gonna flip that way. Maybe we can get some of what he's doing. No, that's unfortunate.
Ugh.
Blah.
And he says, sometimes a leader has to be tough, especially when beings make mistakes.
Yes. Did Von Demick not care about the resurrection of the posies?
You can tell he's very happy, but he's still groveling in the dirt because of how Koval is treating him. And Koval will say, I suppose Von Demick has some knowledge of sigils and symbols. He's the reason why he's such a renowned gardener is because of his knowledge of the magics of this world. So perhaps he can
sorry.
help you.
I say, Rayla, why don't you show him the symbol then, I suppose?
Oh, yes. And I hand it to him and say, we saw this in our dreams, not good dreams. What do you make of it?
When he sees the sigil, you see that he very clearly does not. You get he doesn't say anything and just like it's almost like he's pretending he didn't see it.
Oh.
I wait for a second. I say, Von Demick, do you know what this is?
And you can tell that he's pretending like he didn't hear you ask the question.
I grab that orc by the ear and I make him look at me. And I say, Von Demick, you can't ignore us right now. This is very important. What does this symbol mean?
So,
Is that going to be an athletics check?
You're gonna need to make a check.
As my good friend Nick once told me, escalation.
Escalation. So what is the check you're making?
Sounds like I'm making a coercion check.
Yeah, but for can you make a threat against him just to solidify it as a coercion check?
I don't want to threaten the poor guy. Now I feel bad. No, it's okay. I'll say, Von Demick, I can't help you if you don't help me. If you don't tell me what this means, I'm afraid Kaval will not be very nice to you. Even further.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely a coercion. Does Zanarabi, do you want to chime in? Or not?
You're muted, Zanarabi, if you're trying to say something.
I was. Idiot. Anyway, the only thing I tried to say was that Blackwell grabbing Voldemic by the ear would probably have been enough to count as coercion, I think.
That's fair.
But otherwise, no, nothing particular to chime in.
Okay. Then go ahead and make the roll. Von Demic's discipline is going to be average.
Okay. Any boost or anything, or?
Yes. 1 boost for making him look at you.
I'll take it.
Ouch.
That did not work.
Oh, there's no boost though.
Oh, what the heck?
Won't save it, but
Yeah, throw ahead.
Yeah,
and
won't
go
save
ahead-
it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll the boost real quick, just to see if you get any more advantage.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Ah.
So still a failure.
Story of my life.
So you can tell that he doesn't want to tell you where he saw it. And you hear Sirstion saying, "If you know where that symbol belongs, you tell them." Like he's chewing him out from the other side. And Von Demick just looks absolutely terrified.
I feel like coercion was maybe not the best route to that. Right, Rayla, maybe you should try being a little more gentle with the orc. I don't think that worked.
B. I take that offensively. I can be quite fearsome. They would call me Rayla the Fearsome.
Okay, yes, but I mean, in this situation, I think maybe not aggression.
Okay. Sir Cavall, do you think it's alright if we talk with him privately? We can hand him over to you as soon as we're finished.
And Cavall is very... He doesn't want to... you can tell that at this point he seems to have no faith in Von Demick, and he wants to be there to make sure that he can punish Von Demick accordingly. And says, I'm not sure if... Are you sure that it's necessary?
If he knows anything about the symbol, it's very important to us that we get the information that we need.
Are you questioning Skane's Bane?
He says, yeah, of course not. I apologize. I apologize. He's all yours. I'll continue packing. And you see, as opposed to barking at Von Demick, he goes to barking his other servants.
Oh my god.
You know, he's just trying to get ready. He just wants to go.
Okay, so I'll look at Von Demick and say, wow, I thought we would never get him to leave. Sorry about that unnecessary roughness, as I'll make a glare at Blackwell.
I put my head down in shame.
I'll say, this symbol cannot be good, and we're trying to prevent something terrible from happening. Any way you can help us. And I'll also tuck the symbol away, too. Out of sight.
Go ahead and roll a charm check.
Okay. Can I have a boost?
You're going to get 2 boosts. If Blackwell wants to chime in with something charming, he might be able to give you another boost.
I'll say, yes, Von Demick, it's extremely important. The safety of many is at stake here. Well, I guess, is that a deception, though?
No, it's not.
Okay, yeah. The safety of many is in great peril, but we must find out. So we must find out what this symbol means, and you could be the key to that.
Yeah, get another boost.
Okay, and the difficulty? Probably not high.
No, not very. It is going to be an average check. Yes.
Okay,
Hey.
Okay.
there we go.
There you go. So you see that it's like Von Demick is having a hard time saying words. He's been crying pretty heavily.
Aw.
And he just says, "The only I heard of the symbol. I don't know for sure, but go to tavern, belly button, the belly button, the belly button. Please."
This is no time for tricks.
Is that how it says?
Yeah. And you see he's just crying and crying.
Ooh, alright.
I'm uncomfortable with the situation and I leave. A giant orc crying makes me feel wheezy and woozy.
I can see why.
Is Kaval still around?
He is. Yeah, he's still around. He's loading up his carriage.
I go to Kaval and I ask him about the belly button. What do you know about the belly button? Not the body part, the pub.
Just in general, what do you know about the belly button?
What? Tell me what you know
Figure
of
of
belly
knowledge.
button.
One does not simply ride to the belly button.
And Sir Theon says, "Well, I can't give you information about ongoing investigations, if that's what you're wondering."
Huh?
Well, no, I'm more wondering about the investigations.
And you see, upon saying that, he's like, you can tell he's like, "Oh, they didn't know about the investigation," and he's like, I really mustn't. So it's gonna be a check of some kind to get him.
I looked through. Sorry.
No worries. It's gonna be a social check to get him to relay that information. You can tell.
What's our group called? Ryrela? Skames Bane?
Yeah.
I say, would you really not divulge that information to the Skames Bane?
Yeah, give me a charm check.
Do
I like how you. Oh,
boost?
sorry.
You are, based on some stuff, you are actually going to get 3 boosts.
Yes.
Wow, nice.
What's the difficulty?
The difficulty is, oh golly, what is charm against? Is it against
Vigilance? Cool.
Okay. His cool is actually going to be 4 purple. I recommend you flip. And does anyone else want to chime some stuff in?
I think he's got this.
Okay.
Okay.
Does that? Sorry, technical question. Does that automatically upgrade whatever my next check is if I use the story point?
Yes, but I'm actually going to give you one more upgrade specifically for mentioning Skane's Bane.
Okay. How do you want me to add that in there?
So in the dice roller, there'll be things that say upgrade or downgrade.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
Press up
On the
that.
character one.
And
Got it. Okay, here we go. Oh my god.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
That's such BS. But I passed!
Very
Narrative
nice.
dice. So you see Sir Stian, and you can tell that he doesn't want his servants to hear this, and he leans into you and he says, recently there's been I'm heading in an investigation into a string of murders in the Gutter District. Now typically we wouldn't put so much effort into this kind of investigation. You know, that's the Gutter District. It's most often just muggings or drunken brawls gotten out of hand. However, the people who were murdered, they all shared the way they were killed was the same.
Which way was that?
The bodies have no external cuts, but upon investigation, we determined that they were missing organs.
Huh.
Well, that's a bit strange.
How many?
Don't say.
We were missing a lot of our clergy, so we didn't want to desecrate any of the corpses by doing further autopsies. But at the very least, we know that they're missing their liver.
I think she might have meant how many have been killed this way.
Oh yeah, not how many organs.
Give me the grisly details.
Yeah, that's quite particular though. Thank you.
He says, as far as we can tell, just under 20.
Holy moly.
What were some of your clergy doing in the whatever district?
Oh, true.
Well, no. So the clergy members are there to help with autopsies to make sure that the bodies get the proper treatment.
Oh.
A lot of the clergy is so Kelos is the main god in most of Manara. So a lot of the clergy has actually been called back to Vin and Vale. And there's some other stuff regarding that. Like if you were interested in seeing how that stuff is going, you would assume that there are still places of worship for Kelos here in Tamalir. But
So these aren't his people that died, is what?
What?
These aren't people that he knows that died. It's just people.
Just people.
From the whatever district.
And he says the only connection they have is some of them were last seen at the belly button.
Sounds like we need to take a trip to the belly button, my friends.
Indeed.
Yes. Yes.
The devil's belly button.
Sounds good. I apologize, guys, but we're gonna have to take a quick 5-minute break. I have to use the restroom, so I'm gonna stop the recording here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dreamwalkers of Manara.